Hello, welcome to Non-Inkables. Oh man, this like automatic thing. You can't even see my ears. I got them in Japan last year around this time actually, and I felt festive because we just came back from the Seattle DLC. And I should probably do a little intro. This is podcast number 27. Okay, so this podcast will probably be a little bit longer than usual because there's so much to talk about. So I wanted to talk about my experience at the DLC in Seattle. I wanted to compare it to the other two that I went to, and then kind of like looking forward what to do, what's going to happen. Also, first, before I forget, I did want to plug a local event that is happening. It's being organized by one of our friends in the local community. And so this is Battle of the Bay. So it will be held on November 23rd this year. So the weekend before Thanksgiving, it's a Saturday. And if you Google it, it's called like Lorcana Battle of the Bay Tournament. I will also put a link in the description below. You can get tickets. Tickets are $55.20. And it is located at the Team White at the LaSalle Mortgage Group, 4200 Broadway, Suite 2, Oakland, California. And okay, so some things to know. It is going to be like a core constructed competition. The main event will be Swiss in the 2-game format, followed by a top 8 in best of 3 format. So it's going to follow pretty much everything from the Disney challenges. And I think the main event ticket is actually $50, and then there's just like fees and taxes and whatever, which makes it $55.20. There is also, you can also get an attendee ticket, so $10 with side events. And then the side events, there's a constructed that is like win a box. That's a $25 entry fee. And then there's sealed, and that's $40. And then the prize says 10 D23 giveaway tickets. And so, yeah, they're trying to make it like pretty big and have lots to do. So both for people who are competitive and people who are just here for fun. But you can represent like a team. So there's going to be like an individual champion, and then you can also represent like a local game store or a team. And then I think the team that wins will get a trophy. So that's cool. I'm always a big fan of trophies. And then let's see, they're going to have like 3-round drafts and sealed and 3-round constructed to win packs. And then every side event is going to have like 8 people. What else? What else? What else? Oh, I see what that is. Okay, sorry. So the side event sealed, you get 10 tickets to enter into a D23 collection giveaway. So I'm assuming that you can win. Look what I got at Sea collection. So you get like 10 raffle tickets to win one of these, which is currently selling for like, I don't know, like almost close to $300, if not $300. I got ours. I traded for it. I'll talk about that later. I'll talk about my whole haul. But yeah, very exciting. They are also going to have like a artist alley with like photo spots, and then I think like some local businesses and artists. And so the pricing structure is going to be based on attendance, but if there's at least 100 players, there's going to be like $1,000 worth of pricing for the top 16. So the first place person would win a case plus enchanted promos of, I think, Stitch, Ursula, Mirabelle, so the set champ promos. And I think a lot of their pricing, they said, was donated, which is pretty cool. And then like if it's 64 players, there's going to be $1,000 worth of prizing to the top 12, including a case to the winner. And then 32 players, $1,000 worth of prizing to the top 8, and then a case to the winner. And it is hosted by the Discard League, which is like a local team of people. So yeah, if you are in the area or have the means to travel to the area and want to participate, please go sign up. I will put the link in the description down below. Okay, so that's out of the way. They are not paying me also to promote. I just want to promote it because it's local, and I need to still check my schedule, but probably I will be there if I can. And also, like, I want to win a trophy. That seems more exciting to me, winning a trophy, than anything else. Okay, so back to Seattle. So Brian and I flew there Thursday night, but unfortunately on Friday we couldn't play in any side events because we both had to work. We were able to check in early, so we got our Kristoff promo and just the Kristoff promo. Here, I will show you. I traded for a lot of things, so my binder is empty but full of new stuff. Let's see, where's the Kristoff promo? Where is it showing up? There's the Kristoff promo. It's so pretty. It's so shiny. Okay, so we were able to sign up, and then Friday we found out that Tyler, aka Botsu, couldn't make it. He had some family stuff and so wasn't going to be able to attend, which is kind of a bummer. We also found out, we were talking to other people, that one of our other locals, Kurt, got COVID, so he wasn't able to go, which is so sad because I think he had wanted to go to Vegas, and then I think he was one of the people who had flight issues maybe or something, or somehow for some reason couldn't go to Vegas. So this was like the only DLC he could go to, and then he got COVID like the day before and woke up with a fever. So Friday we kind of just hung out. We went out for dinner with Gary and Kevin, one of our other locals. There's like a bazillion people named Kevin though. And we got Thai food. It was pretty good. It was kind of like good presentation, a little pricey, not that spicy, but it was nice. And then Saturday was the main event. Oh, my deck. So I think probably this week I will post a video where I talk about the deck I played in Set Champs, which was a purple steel mine dwarf deck. I think I found it on Ink Decks or something, and it was called What's Up Doc. So basically was like purple steel removal, and then you have like you have like Happy as a dwarf and Doc as a dwarf, and Doc is the one where if you play him you can discard your hand and draw 2 cards, and then you kind of move their knights, so you move the 2 dwarves between the mines and you can deal 2 damage if it's your first time moving that character to the mine. And so that's what I play for Set Champs, and I thought about playing it for the DLC, but then I played it against some more different decks and it just got murdered. I think I got really lucky at my Set Champs in terms of who I paired up with, because there was a ton of red purple at Set Champs and I only really met one of them in Swiss. So I think I was lucky there. And so all through last week, early in the week, I was trying to decide what I wanted to play. I was also traveling. So Monday I flew to Vegas with our daughter to drop her off at my parents. And then like all day Tuesday, I was trying to work and then also try to figure out what deck to play. And then Wednesday I flew back, and then Thursday we flew to Seattle. So I had to decide by Wednesday. And Wednesday night I decided I wanted to play like a green steel deck, but like a little more aggro and less discardy. I feel like going back to my roots of set 3 and the aggro green steel deck. So we made the decision, pack that deck, only that deck. Brian packed a purple steel deck, and he also packed our red blue items just in case. I last minute was like, I want to play red blue items. And I was like, no, I think I'm going to play this green steel deck. However, I think so Thursday all day we were kind of busy. I played a little bit on Ink Table at the airport, so like the AI to practice. And then Friday I practiced a little bit. And so I had maybe 10, 15 games under my belt before going into the DLC. And prior to that, I tried like I wanted to play hyper aggro or some type of aggro, because I was like, I'm going to be so tired. I'm not going to have like the brain power to think and play like something like blue, red, or green steel, like real green steel. And I don't know, maybe I should have just played regular yellow, purple hyper aggro. So I tried out like a amber emerald aggro deck. I tried out this like amber red queens deck. It was called like Queen's Gambit. And I think the person who made the deck, he made it pretty early on in the set. And I think that maybe misread the card Queen Sensor Core. So Queen Sensor Core allows you to get a lore if you have a princess or queen on board, but it does not give you like 1 lore per queen or princess, right? So I think that person had interpreted it incorrectly, and so it seemed like a stronger deck based on what I saw from his video. And so yeah, it's funny because you see my Lore Canito like ranking. I had gone up to like all the way to like 80th place and like maybe 1600 points or whatever, and then just bleh, and I got down to like 800 something points. I think you start at 1,000, so you have to like lose a bunch to get down there. And then I started playing against real weird decks. I mean, not super, so like just basically non-meta decks. I played against a bunch of Jafar wheels. I played against like some random, like it would be like red purple, but it would have like cards that are not normally in a red purple deck. And so once I switched to that green steel aggro, I kind of like slowly made my way back up. in terms of points to where I am now, which is like 13 or 1400 points, which is not as high as I once was, but like much, at least I'm in 4 digits. So I think if I had practiced more, it probably would have been better. The actual day of the challenge, first of all, once again, I did not sleep well, but whatever. Actual day, okay. And I was successful. So last podcast, I said my goal was to talk to more people and to be more social, and I was successful in that. And I also I played against people. I wrote down their names because usually I just sit down and go, hey, are you this person? And then we just start playing. Okay, round one, I played Steven, and he was playing Amber Steele song. First round, I went first. I lost. I got to 10 lore, and then I totally forgot that Cindy shift. So I had an option. I think I had Ursula, Deceiver of All, on board so I could sing. And I had an option of killing Cindy, like the little one-drop Cindy, or Ariel. And I chose to kill Ariel. I think Ariel or Naveen, or maybe both. I'm not sure. Maybe I was singing Strength of the Range of Fire. I'm not sure. But I know I had the option of either Cindy or Ariel, and I chose to kill Ariel. And then he shifted the big Cindy, and I could not deal with that. My deck was not good at dealing with that big Cindy, and so I lost, and I wrote Big Cindy, sad face. Second game, I went second, and I won. I wrote, I think because of Hidden Cove, actually. And then they got to 19 lore, and then I kind of just started anything they put down, I would get rid of. And so I won. The second round, I played someone named Jotham. It was another Steel song. And I was like, what the heck is with these Steel songs? The first round, I went first and I won. I remember that I had 2 Diablos on board, and then they played A Whole New World. And I was so unsure of how many cards I should draw, because I could draw up to 21 cards. I ended up drawing 14, I think, because I was like, I don't want to get wheeled and have no cards. And I was like, well, that seems like a right number. The second game was very close. I got to 18. We were both at 15, and then I got 16 lore, 18 lore. And then after that, I think they just started getting rid of anything I could put down. And so then they won that one. Third round, I played somebody named Lucas, also playing Steel song. And I was like, hi, there's so many Steel songs. I thought I was going to hit red, blue, or purple, red, or green Steel, but no, 3 Steel songs. I went first. I won the die roll. So my die roll luck was pretty good. First game, I went first, murdered them. I went to 18 points. They were only at 2, and then I won. Second game, I went second. They murdered me. They went to 19 points. I was at 5. And then we had a lunch break. And then the fourth round, I played against Green Steel. First game, I went first and I won, despite my opponent having 2 Grab Your Swords, which is not normally run in Green Steel. They only got to 1 lore in that game. I think I luckily kept getting docked, so I just kept drawing more cards and putting new cards out, and they couldn't really deal with that. The second one, I also won, and it was kind of brutal. I think I want to say they bricked. That opponent, I think, was pretty upset that he lost, because he said he was going to go yell in the bathroom afterwards. And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. And he's like, no, it's not you. It's the stupid deck. Sometimes it doesn't work. The fifth round, I played against Red Blue, Danny. The first game, I was on the draw and I lost. I got to 19 lore, and then they were at 13 and they stopped me, and then they drew 3 big Sisus, and that kills pretty much everything in my deck. Second game, I went first. I got to 17 lore, and then they, I think, had 2 big Sisus and a Tomato and a Dime, so they won. Round 6, I played another Green Steel. It was Ben. First game, I went second. I lost. I got to 17 lore. They were at 11, and then I think I was top decking and did not top deck anything good. Second game, I went first and I won. I got to 17 and they were only at 2. My 7th round was against Red Purple. I lost both of those games. The first game, I was able to get to 15. They were at 12, and then they just kept getting more lore, and I think I couldn't do anything. And then the second game, I went second and I got to 12, and they were at 10, and then they just started controlling and I lost. Round 8, I played against another Red Purple, but by this time I was kind of down in the, I would say, weirdish, the all of us had lost a bunch. And so I played somebody named Bree, and the first game I went second. She was playing red purple, but I think it had like Elsa, the 8-drop in it. And there was also something else that I was like, this is weird. This is not a regular red purple. But she got to 8 lower. I was at 11, and then I got to 15, and then I think I won after that. And then she was like, you know what? I'm really tired. Can I just concede the round to you? And I was like, okay, sure. Because by that point, I think I had to 2-0 my last 2 rounds to get to the next tier of points. So I was like, okay, that's fine. And then my last round, oh, I didn't write down the person's name. I don't remember. It was a guy. I don't remember his name. But I was on the draw, and what was he playing? I don't know. I didn't write it down. Turns out I was also very tired at this point. What was it? Oh, I know what he was playing. He was playing Blurple. And in that one, we decided to do a gentleman's agreement, or a gentle lady in my case, I guess. Basically, we both needed a 2-0 to get to the next amount of points. And so whoever won the first match would just win the whole thing. And I won the first match. So I got to my 30-point threshold. So in comparison, so I got in the end 33 points, and I placed 489th. And my record was 325. So I won 3, I lost 2, and I drew 5, which is better than my record at Vegas. Vegas, I was 606th place, so like almost 120 places lower. And then my record there was 216 versus 325. And I had 32 points there. And then in Fort Worth, I was like 1,127th place, and my record was 243. So, and I only had 23 points. So definitely doing way better, definitely improving each time. So that is good. I'm very happy that I didn't play blue red, because I think I would have done even worse with that one. I'm happy I didn't play that purple steel mine deck, because I don't think it was good for the meta. And I wish I had had more time to practice with this deck, because I feel like every round I was learning something new about how to play the deck, which sometimes you just only get with reps. So I would say that overall, I think I did pretty well considering, and I wish that I had practiced more and had more time, but I didn't. Yeah. So of our, let's talk about how the team did. So again, Tyler did not go. Gary did so good. I think if he had 2-0'd his last round, he would have made it into top 64. He ended up losing, unfortunately, but also like he had 10 cards left in his deck, and in those 10 cards so he played red blue regular Sisu on ice. In those 10 cards at the end of his deck, the only 10 cards he had left in the deck, there were 4 Tamatoas and 2 Be Prepareds. So Gary ended up being 187th place. His record was 414, so he had 40 points in the end. Had he 2-0'd his last one, he would have had 47 points, which I think would have gotten him in, or at least let it go. But I think it would have gotten him in. Brian played purple steel, and I think by round, I don't know, like 4 or 5, he was so over it. But his record was 243. And I think, let me just check on his rounds, because I feel like in the end he like gave some rounds away. So he started with a draw round 1, then he lost, and then he won, lost, won, lost, draw. I think in the end he was just IDing to get to the points, whereas I was playing because I wanted to get to the next level of points, whereas I don't think he was in that cutoff. And so, although I don't know, maybe he could have been. I think he was just too tired and he didn't really care. And so yeah, Brian has been cooking, and he made a deck and he showed it to me this morning. I played a little bit on Ink Table just to see how it worked. And like, I was like, dude, I wish we had this deck for the DLC. We would have killed. This is like a crazy broken deck. So yeah, I was like, okay, well, we need to look at the new cards and make a deck like this, but for the new set. And then we'll just run this deck for whatever constructors that are remaining. So for last week, I just did the podcast. This week, I'm doing this podcast. And then my plan is that I'm going to, I have to review all the new cards that came out over the weekend because I was not paying attention. And we saw one of our locals, Chris, at the airport because he was on the same flight as us. And he kept like saying all these cards. And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I haven't been following up. I did see the new enchanted format where it looks like a cartographer thing where it's like the brown background with like the drawing. And I was like, oh, that looks awesome. And so I'm excited about that. Okay, I'm going off on a tangent. We're still just on Saturday. So Saturday ended. Gary was sad. I think he really wanted to he was hoping to make top 64 and like top 16 because it is the last DLC. So it's like kind of like the last chance. But I think most of our locals didn't make it to top 64, including like people who have won before. So it's kind of crazy. But I also didn't play any locals this time, which is amazing. And I was talking to somebody from, I think his name was Josh or Joe. He's from Toronto, I want to say. I think Toronto. And he said that like a bunch of his friends also played locals in Vegas, which is weird. I feel like that seems more than just a coincidence. Like multiple people played a bunch of their locals at Vegas, which is like, that's weird. So then after that, we all went out to eat. We went to this bar slash dinery type place and had really, really good salmon chowder. We got burgers. We got like pork confit fries, which were delicious, and like pizza and stuff. And then Saturday, I was like, oh, maybe I'll play in the constructed tomorrow. Maybe I have enough cards in my trade binder I can make like a hyper aggro deck and I'll kill. And then I played one round of hyper aggro online against someone, and I was like, okay, no, never mind. This was not good. This deck is actually horrible, and because I played against like Emerald Purple, which is not a good matchup. And I was like, never mind. I'm just gonna play sealed. So on Sunday, I played in the 10 a.m. It was a Shimmering Sky sealed. I pulled an Enchanted Olaf in my sealed, which was very exciting. Round one, let's see. So it was best of 3 format, which was nice. Round one, I lost a game, won a game, lost a game. I think that person's deck was just very strong. Round two, I won, 2-0'd the person. And round three, I lost a game, won a game, and then lost a game. But it was like every single game was super, super close. It was super fun. And like the last game, the judges were like, technically your time is up, but like there's nothing after you for a while in this area. So you guys can just play it out. And so we played for like another 20 minutes. But it was very, very fun. It was like super close. And both of us were like, thank you so much for the game. This was so much fun. Like we both really enjoyed playing against each other. And I really like it when games are close and like at no point is anyone like just killing the other person. It's like neck and neck. I feel like those games are the most fun. It would have been more fun if I'd won, but still super, super fun. And then after that was done, I think we played in a pack rush. So Brian played against Gary. I played against Steven, one of our locals. Steven won pack rush, but I pulled a Enchanted Mufasa in the pack rush. So my 2 packs, which is insane. And I was like, oh no, I used up all my luck. Now I'm definitely not going to pull the Enchanted Elsa in the 4 o'clock sealed first chapter that we had signed up for. And it was interesting because like it was originally capped at like 256. And then the day of, they let people sign up. So it ended up having, in the 4 o'clock first chapter sealed, ended up having like 386 people signed up instead of 256 because you could just go to the side event place and just sign up. So if you go to any future DLCs and you wanted to play in the first chapter sealed, that is, just make sure you ask because they may let you sign up even if it says it's full. Prior to playing in the 10 o'clock sealed, I just went around. I got there early. I woke up at like 5:30 for no reason. I just woke up and was like, I guess I'm awake now. The event opened at 8. I got there at 8, like 8:30 maybe, and then just went to all the different booths of the vendors and I traded my cards and our Enchanted collection is almost complete. I'm only missing Finders Keepers. And the only reason why I'm missing that is because I didn't want to trade for it because the Finders Keepers were charging like $140 and it's like $95 on TCG Player, so it's not worth it. I mean, in general, I think when you trade, because they only give you a percentage of what it is on TCG Player, and then sometimes the prices are like either TCG Player price or maybe a little bit higher. I think monetarily wise, you would make more money if you sold stuff on TCG Player and then bought cards on TCG Player. But like trading there, I feel like when I'm trading, it feels like free money because I've already paid the money for the cards. Like opening boxes is usually how I get them. And so I feel like I'm getting them for free, even though I know it's not free. And then like 2, you get the cards immediately and you don't have to worry about like them getting lost in the mail or getting stolen or whatever. So literally though, I was so proud of myself. I was like, oh, Enchanted collection is complete minus the Finders Keepers, which I will probably just buy on TCG Player for money. So the Enchanted Olaf I pulled in this 10 o'clock sealed. Unfortunately, I'd already traded for an Enchanted Olaf, so then I ended up trading the one I pulled for other stuff. And then the Enchanted Mufasa I traded with some of the cards I had in my trade binder for the D23 box. Oh, I also got, so in addition to completing our Enchanted collection, there were 2 Enchanted Diablos, so I got those. Someone gave me this card. I'm gonna do it like a makeup artist. It's like the same people who make our mats. So Brian and I both use a mat from this company, Dysfunctional Pass Holder. So I use like the Mirabelle derpy one, and he uses the Cinderella Challenge derpy one. But he sat next to me in one of the rounds, and he was like, "Oh, I designed this card with them. Do you want one?" And I was like, "Yeah." And so he gave me one. It's so cool, and it's like specific for. It has like the little symbol on the bottom is like the same as like the challenge promos, like the Dragonfire and stuff, which is really cute. And I would say a pretty accurate drawing. That's what the guy looked like. Asian guy. Yeah, so I'm pretty excited about the haul. If you want to see a better picture, I think I posted it on YouTube and also on our Instagram. Same handle, Noninkables. You want to check out my haul. But yeah, and then it was so funny because I kept going back and like I would compare prices and stuff and then like trade. And then every time I would walk back, they'd be like, "Hello again." And like the people at Top Deck keep like recognize me from Vegas because I traded so much stuff at Vegas. And they were like, "What's in the binder? Show us what's in the binder." But yeah, this binder was pretty much full when I went. And then like in some of the slots, I had like multiples of cards. But look at it now. It's so empty. All that's left is like stuff that nobody, it doesn't like, look at how empty it is. I've got like some legendaries left, mostly like the unplayable stuff, but it's like a lot emptier than before. Like before it was bulging, so that's pretty exciting. And then once we kind of catch a breath, gonna reopen up our TCG player store, so I will be selling some cards there. And then let's see, Sunday. Oh, and then after that, we went and got hot pot so we stayed at the Grand Hyatt because we had points. So we had Chase Sapphire points that we transferred to Hyatt and then booked our trip that way. And I totally like, we'd stayed at the Grand Hyatt, I guess, 2 or 3 years ago. And when we walked in, I was like, "I've never been to this hotel before." And Brian was like, "We've literally stayed here." And I was like, I don't remember. He's like, "We definitely stayed here." And I like checked it and like our record, and I was like, "Oh, we did stay here. How come I don't remember it at all?" But since we last stayed there, they opened up a new hot pot place called Chow Lin. I guess the Chinese would be like Chaoling. It's like a Chongqing style hot pot, so spicy hot pot. And they have like happy hour from 9:30 to midnight, so like a late night happy hour. We were gonna go like that after on Saturday, but there's a lot of people waiting, so we ended up walking somewhere else. But Sunday, I was like, "This is my last chance to eat this hot pot. Can we please go to hot pot?" So we went to hot pot. It was delicious. I think they sneaked us in before other people because I don't know why. I used my Chinese skills. I don't know. But like there were people definitely waiting and were there before us, but we got seated pretty like immediately. Because originally, like when we signed up on the wait list to iPad thing, it was like wait is like 47 minutes to 53 minutes. And then the person told me the wait was 20 minutes. And then we were waiting for maybe like 3 minutes total. And then they sat us, and the food was super good. And it was like, I picked one chili of spice and it was spicy. I feel like my tolerance is lower, but like it was like real Asian spice. And they also have like boba there and like I feel like all the classic Chinese hot pot drinks, like the herbal tea that the old people drink, like the Wangji something, Wangjing cha or something. They had like the coconut milk that everyone drinks with hot pot. They had like all the Chinese liquors, like Mao Tai, all the like crazy hard liquors. Yeah, so that was pretty fun. And then came home today, Monday, and Brian brewed that deck in the morning time, like at the airport. I think it was brewing pretty much all of Saturday. While I was like playing in my sealed and stuff, he was just like making a blue steel items deck. And then tonight there is a local tournament that is like a constructed tournament. It's just villains, so you can only use villains in your deck. I did try to like kind of make a deck for that. I tried out like an amber steel singing villains deck with like Queen, the Queen Shift, the Queen of Hearts, that when this character quests, your villains quest for an additional lore. It has Gaston, it has Captain Hook. And then I also made like a red purple version that has Maleficence and like the usual red purple stuff basically. And then I also tried to make a green purple because I wanted to utilize Ursula and like all the Ursula shifts. Or like I guess there's only one Ursula shift. And then I don't even know if I'm gonna play in it today because it's kind of late already and like I got a lot of like stuff to do. I need to look at all the new cards. There's just so much to like catch up on and like laundry, even without like our daughter at home, because she's still at my parents'. Still feel like there's so much to do. I don't know if I'll have time. I'm still thinking about it. Possibly I will be going to that. And then this week, we haven't really looked ahead to the like what constructors we want to go to this week. But if I do go to any, I'm playing that new deck Briguy made because it feels awesome. And I'm probably just going to start brewing for next set because, as I mentioned at the top of this video, Battle of the Bay, it's set 6 legal, even though set 6 will have been out for like a hot minute. I think set 6 will have been out at the local game stores only for like, I don't know, a week. So I don't even know if we'll have the cards for it. We do already have Oswald's if we want to play Oswald's since that was in the D23 set. So Brian bought a bunch of those. But yeah, got to start brewing, man. And then we are planning to go to the North American Championships in Disneyland Hotel in January. And if they do the same kind of like last minute qualifier that they did in Europe, we'll definitely enter that. And yeah, my goal is, so our daughter's gonna be with my parents for like, I think like a week or two more. And so hopefully that means I'll have some time to one, brew, two, practice, because turns out I really should have practiced more before this DLC. And then looking ahead to next year, if there's more challenges, we'll be there. It's super fun. Lorcana's been a really fun experience. Everyone's been super nice. I feel like I've made a lot of new friends. And a lot of new friends that I wouldn't have made otherwise, like that are not in the same, they don't do the same work that I do. Like they come from different places, it's cool. It's cool to make new friends. And it's fun just to like kind of bond over this. And it's so fun because like Tyler and us have like we both have daughters that are around the same age. And so I feel like they're going to be really good friends just because we play Lorcana together. And then once they're old enough, we are going to make them into Lorcana prodigies if we can. It would be amazing if we had like these little toddlers who learn to read to play Lorcana and then are Lorcana prodigies. These are just daydreams that I have that I think would be super fun. Currently, my daughter just folds cards in half and also likes to throw dice on the ground and then pick them up and then throw them on the ground. And she thinks that's so funny. She's like 2. But one day when she stops folding the cards at least, because right now I'm like, okay, you get the bulk cards. Here's this Ariel with with legs that can't see. You can play with that card. But eventually I think she'll probably want to learn if she sees us playing it all the time. So yeah, we'll create like these little evil genius Lorcana players. But yeah, I've had so much fun meeting people and like I feel like it's exercising my brain in a new way. I like making the podcast. It's been so fun. I'm so happy I met all of you guys. And to all the people who said hi to me at Seattle Challenge, thank you. It was so sweet. It was funny because a lot of people were like, oh yeah, I listen to your podcast when I'm like cleaning or like doing something else. And it's like very calming. Someone told me that they listen to my podcast to go to sleep. I thought I talked too fast for that, but whatever. I'm like, no, I like to be this place because I know that like for me, when I watch other Lorcana people's podcasts like Zan and Ed and Harlan Sweet and like when I listen to Podcana, I'm just like, I need to pay attention. They're going to say something important. I need to focus so I can understand what they're saying because sometimes I don't even know what they're saying because I feel like their thinking is like in this high level because they've been playing TCGs for so long. Like their brains just work different. And I don't think like that. And so I feel like their podcasts are super intense and mine is more chill and relaxing and just me rambling about stuff. And I'm glad you guys like it. And I will continue because this is very fun for me. The guys on our team are always joking. They're like, "Oh, you're the celebrity." I was like, "Really?" Like, I feel like Tyler is the celebrity because everybody, at least locally, and sometimes I think online because he plays so much and like brews and stuff with people that they know him. So Botsu, Tyler, and then I'm like the social one, I guess. And then Gary and Brian, like, what are we, chap liver? But I think Gary's really good. He almost made it to top 64, which is better than me, but I'm improving each time, and eventually I'll claw my way up there while having fun at the same time. And yeah, it was just, I feel like this time was just so much more relaxed. Maybe because I knew more people and I was trying to be more social. So I actually like said hi. I took some pictures. I got a picture with Spessy and Rebecca. And I got a picture with Sailor and got to say hi to him. He was super nice, even though I was like, hey, I'm part of your Discord. Thank you so much for like your guide. It's so good. I'm not playing Red Blue today because I didn't think I would have the mental capacity to like pilot it. But like just the stuff you talk about in your guide and like how you think about different plays and how you're thinking like turns and turns ahead. I was like, it's just like kind of mind blowing to me. So like, for example, he went over a game of like red, blue versus green steel that someone else had played and was like, oh, in this case, like the person had played like Tipo to ramp, right? And he's like, in this case, I probably would have inked Tipo because you're playing, you're playing against green steel and they're going to discard your hand. And so you want to maintain your hand size. And I was like, oh my gosh, I wouldn't even know. I didn't even think okay, so like for me, I had thought about it in the sense that like I was like, oh, I think I like Greatstone Dragon better than Fishbone Quill because Greatstone Dragon inks from your discard versus Great Fishbone Quill inks from your hand. And if you just ink your hand, you're not going to have anything in your hand and just rely on your top decks. But like you'll have all this ink with nothing to do. But I hadn't thought about it to the point where I like extrapolated that to think about like Tipo and like that Tipo would also take from your hand, even though it lets you ramp. Because normally you're just like, oh, I play blue steel, turn one pop, or blue red, turn one popsicle, turn two Tipo, turn three hero. But like when you're playing against green steel, it's like a totally different mindset. So yeah, I feel like I'm learning so much. So I think that is enough rambling from me. Okay, so this week, things to expect from me would be like maybe a video talking about the green steel deck I played, the purple steel deck I played for set champs, and then a video about all the new cards because I need to review them. I haven't looked at them, and I feel like if I'm like, oh, I'm gonna make a video about new cards, then I will look at them, and then you guys can just watch along or just listen to me read all the cards and make, I don't know, funny comments about it. Yeah. So that is it for me, I think. If not, I'll probably mention whatever I forgot in an upcoming video. And so as always, keep shuffling. Hopefully don't end up with a whole handful of non-inkables like me. All right, bye.